Here we see the low catch technique being performed by an elite player. Note the position of the head, hands and feet. Now let's look at each of the key teaching points for the low catch. As the ball approaches, get behind the ball, bending the back and knees. Head down, eyes on the ball. Extend the arms low with the elbows close together and the fingers pointing to the ground. Step forward, placing one foot alongside the ball. Spread the fingers of both hands to create a W shape and cushion the ball into the hands. Hold the ball securely with both hands and bring into the chest. If possible, catch the ball before it bounces, securing it into the chest before moving quickly away. This is a basic drill to practice the low catch technique in a stationary position. Divide the group into pairs with one football per pair. The players stand approximately 3 meters apart. The player with the ball throws the ball to bounce before the partner to low catch, who repeats the drill. Move the players further apart as their technique improves. Count the number of successful catches in 30 seconds. This is a basic drill to practice the low catch technique. Divide the players into groups of 3, each group in triangle formation, approximately 3 meters apart. Ensure each group has adequate space to perform the technique. Player A throws the ball low towards the feet of player B. Player B then repeats the drill with player C, and so on around the triangle. After a set time, change the direction of the drill. This is an intermediate drill to practice the low catch technique. Divide the players into groups of 8, with 1 ball per group. Mark out a distance of approximately 8 to 10 meters using cones. Place a marker halfway between the outer cones. 4 players line up at either cone. The player in possession throws the ball underarm for the player opposite. This opposite player runs forward and catches the ball at the halfway marker, and then runs on and hands the ball to the next player to repeat the drill. Each player follows on to line up at the back of the opposite line. This is an intermediate drill to practice the low catch technique. Place 5 markers, as shown, to make a star shape. Position 2 players at each marker. To begin, the player in possession throws the ball low towards the first player on the second marker to their right. That player moves forward to catch the ball using the low catch technique. Encourage the catching players to move forward into the ball as it approaches. They in turn throw the ball for the first player on the second marker to their right, and so on. Each player follows their throw to take position at the back of the line. To increase the difficulty of the drill, introduce a second ball. This is a fun game to develop the low catch technique. Mark out a grid approximately 15 meters by 10 meters. Mark a zone approximately 1 meter wide across the center of the grid. 2 players are positioned at either end of the grid, with 1 player in the center zone. The outer players attempt to throw the ball low past the center player to the players at the far side. The center player attempts to get behind the ball and catch it using the low catch technique without leaving the center zone. Only 1 ball at a time may be thrown. The center player receives a point for every ball successfully caught. Switch the centre player after a set time. This is a fun game to develop the low catch technique. Mark out a grid 5 meters by 5 meters using cones. Divide the players into groups of 4. Position one player at each of 3 corners of the grid. Position the 4th player in the middle of the grid. The outside players use the low catch to play the ball along the length of the grid to retain possession. They may move to the free corner from an adjacent corner, but may only play the ball from the corner cones. The middle player attempts to intercept the ball. If the ball is dropped or intercepted, the outside player responsible moves to take up position as the piggy in the middle. Not getting low behind the ball is a common error that many players commit when learning the low catch technique. To correct this error, get behind the ball as it approaches, bending the back and knees. Keeping the arms and hands too far apart is an error that many players commit when performing the low catch technique. This error may result in the ball falling between the arms and hands. To correct this error, extend the arms low with the elbows close together and the fingers pointing to the ground.